Alright, so today we're going to learn how to program the bumper sensor. So what we're going to do is we're going to have it programmed so that it moves the motor whenever the bumper sensor is pressed. Let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we'll need to do is we'll need to set up our motors and sensors. So for me, I have a motor in port 1. I'm just going to name it motor. I'm going to put a motor, and I don't really need to reverse it, so I won't do that. Then in devices, my bumper sensor is plugged into port 8. In port 8, I'm going to create a bumper sensor. I'm going to call it bumper and give it type bumper. Then go ahead and hit OK. It'll put all the configuration up at the top there for us. And so now we can get started with our code. So we're going to start with, we need to have a while loop that'll run forever. So that way our program will run forever. We want this because, we don't want it to just go one time. We want it to keep going over and over again. So now we've got our while loop. So now let's learn how to use the actual bumper sensor itself. So for that, we're going to use some if statements in here. And the way that it would work is get bumper value and then the bumper sensor's name. It'll return 1 when the bumper sensor is pressed and 0 when it's not. So if we say if get bumper value bumper equals 1, that'll be when it's pressed. And since it's pressed, we want it to run the motor. So we'll go ahead, we'll put it in, and now whenever it's pressed, it'll turn the motor on. However, when it's not pressed, we also want it to stop the motor. So we'll go ahead, we'll put in the else statement for when it's not pressed, that'll set the motor speed to 0. So now if you download and run this, you should be able to have your robot move forward when the bumper sensor is pressed, and it'll stop when you let it go. Thank you for watching, hope you learned something.